Grand Bahamas Shipcare Facilities are exploring opportunities for the small business sector. Scores of high school students induct into Technical Cadet Corps program. And Grand Bahamas Queen pursuing another.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Night Northern Edition. Good evening, everybody. I'm Ricardo Lightbourne. Our top story now, the small business sector here on Grand Bahama is actually going to get a booster as the government and working with corporate stakeholders to stimulate economic growth on the island. Well, tonight, folks, a major player in the new program shares how Bahamian entrepreneurs can benefit from the operations. Let's go to Sabrina Brown.
The Grand Bahama Shipyard is partnering with the government to provide opportunities for the small business sector. The business-to-business concept was launched on Thursday, and Bahamian businesses can now apply to offer goods and services to the ship repair facility that the company currently imports. Acting CEO David Scantlebury outlines some of the products that local companies can possibly supply to the shipyard.
We buy in from Florida fasteners, talk about nuts, bolts, screws, nails, tape. We buy in plywood. We buy in welding consumables. I think last year, in terms of welding consumables, I'm talking about welding rods, welding wire, probably $1.5 million of spend from the shipyard. We fly in electrical tape, masking tape. We bring in protective equipment.
But he says opportunities are not only available in product offering, but other areas as well.
We do a lot of travel agency. We do a lot of non-destructive testing. We use laundry services. We use diving services. There are opportunities for tank cleaning and tank blasting. There are existing suppliers. We've got other people that are interested. If you can provide the right service at the right cost, there's no local supplier that's doing life raft and life-saving appliances. There's no ship chandler here. There's a port. There's a shipyard. Try and buy a mooring rope.
Scantlebury says Grand Bahama Shipyard is ready to work with Bahamian businesses that meet the requirements.
We need the businesses to be established or being established. We obviously need them to be licensed. And we've got goods and services that we need. You need to be properly insured. You need to have systems and supply lines that meet our requirements of putting the ships out on time. If you can do that, then you have a good chance of becoming a vendor to the shipyard.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Well, companies in the industrial sector, the industry sector, that is a major player in the Technical Cadet Corps program, and the first induction ceremony was held last night for the 2017-2018 class. Well, various high schools here in Grand Bahama took part in this one, and let's go to Kim Mullings, who was there.
The Technical Cadet Corps program has been around in Grand Bahama for the past 22 years, headed by Bishop Joseph Hall. However, an induction ceremony was held for the first time on the island for the 120 participants from 10 high schools who are interested in technical and vocational courses. Keynote speaker, acting permanent secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister on Grand Bahama Island, Harcourt Brown, says the government is working feverishly in partnership with Technical Cadet Corps and members of Corporate Grand Bahama to bring about opportunities for the youth.
There are any number of opportunities that as budding leaders of our community, future leaders of our community, that they can avail themselves of. They need to stay focused. They need to listen to their instructors. They need to listen to their parents. They need to pursue their dreams, and they need to also see themselves not just as persons who may want to work in a particular industry, but they can see themselves also as entrepreneurs.
Permanent Secretary Brown added that Bishop Hall remains committed and dedicated to the esteemed program, which is why it has been so successful.
One of the things that he does is he excites everyone around him. He is Grand Bahamas champion when it comes to the Technical Cadet Corps. It's something that he's literally taken on his back, and he's gone to every end of this island, and he's gone into every organization, and he said, listen, we have these kids and you got to help me to help them. So yes, he has done an excellent job over the years, and when you look at some of the who's who in our society that have come through this program, I would venture to say that it's been very successful.
District Superintendent for West Grand Bahama for the Ministry of Education, Ivan Butler, also applauds Bishop Hall for his work over the years and for advancing the Technical Cadet Corps program with the changing times.
Many of the students that graduate from the Technical Cadet now, they are offered scholarships, and many of them are in colleges abroad as well as local colleges. We need programs like the Technical Cadet on the island because they give our students, those who are not able to afford to go off to school, the opportunity to work, to go directly from high school into the workforce.
Kimberly Mullings, ZNAS Network News.
And the Fresh Start program launching the new season as it prepares to give our scores of young people a new opportunity to gain experience in the workforce. Well, the interviews were held recently, and applicants at the Foster B. Pastina Center. Youth Coordinator, Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, Carla Brown-Roker, says that there are over some 700 applicants, but they can only take about 100 persons. She notes that this time around, some additional options are available.
We are preparing this cohort for persons who will be in a manufacturing company, persons who, again, are looking to go into the industrial area. So we have our welders. We've also welcomed University of the Bahamas, and they'll be doing the butlering program as well as food and beverage. And we are also continuing to encourage the construction industry, the general maintenance industry, office procedures, and we are also pushing Bahamas for every single participant.
Well, applicants that we spoke to are looking forward to benefiting from the program, and also that closes out in January.
I feel like it's an opportunity to go in the business world and develop more skills.
How to balance my going to university, because I attend University of Bahamas, how to balance that and how to go to work.
I really wanted to learn a strong trade, a strong profession for myself, so that helped me reach certain goals that I really have been wanting to reach.
Seeking mixology, bartending. It's a job I haven't done before, and I really want to learn something new.
In other news tonight, Junkanooers from throughout the country paying tribute to Junkanoo legend Ken Motorboat Ferguson. A memorial service was held last night at the New Life Church. Kimberly Mullings was there.
Loved ones, including Junkanoo fanatics from near and far, attended the memorial service held for Ken Motorboat Ferguson, founder and leader of the New Life Classic Dancers Junkanoo group on Grand Bahama Island. Among them was Eddie Dames, cultural consultant within the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, who will remember Ferguson fondly.
He was one who was not afraid to challenge the norm, and he was always standing up not only for his group, the Classic Dancers, but for Junkanoo generally. And whenever there were things that were going wrong or seemingly are going wrong, or where the answers were not forthcoming, he would be the one in the background pushing the other Junkanoo leaders to get it right. And he would always be on the government, ensuring that whatever it was or whatever it took to make things better in Grand Bahama, it happened.
Edney Sherman, leader of Kingdom Culture, came up under Motorboat, as he was once co-leader of the Classic Dancers before forming his own group.
He used to manage a Coca-Cola sponsored team, and we played against each other as rivals for several years. It was only because of that relationship or that interaction that Motorboat took the opportunity to recruit me into his Junkanoo group, the classic dancers.
Co-chair of the Grand Bahama Junkanoo Committee, Mark Gardner, avid Junkanooer, says it was Ferguson who pushed him to take up a leadership role on the local committee.
Motorboat was not a gracious winner. That man could cause you to cry with some of the hurtful things that he will tell you had you lost to him. But I had a great deal of respect for him because he always spoke his mind. From some of the last conversations that we had was with him agitating for me to become a member of this committee. For years he had done that, made that appeal, and for years I'd shied away from that. But during our last conversation I acquiesced, and I'm here now. I'm sad that he would not be able to see us serve this term, but I am pleased to know that he was pleased by the composition of the board.
Leader of the Platinum Knights Junkanoo group, Thomas Curry, is one of the many Junkanooers who was recruited by Motorboat. He recalls finally beating the legend recently on Grand Bahama Island.
The first beating was last year's summer festival. You know, he was hard about it. You know, he would call me like every morning for 2 months and say, you know you only beat me by 1 point, right? I say, well, that's what the people say. You know, the people say I beat you by 200. He say, no, only 1 point. You know, he'll always query that. Then on to New Year's. After New Year's, I thought he would be upset, but he was happy for me, you know, and it was a surprise to me. And he was saying, man, you're doing well. You learn from me, you're doing well. You know, and I was surprised because he's not that type of man. He always wanted to win it all, you know.
Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
And this note from the Grand Bahama Junkanoo Committee: due to the inclement weather, the Junkanoo rush out in honor of late Ken Motorboat Ferguson that was scheduled for the night has been postponed. Now tomorrow, following the funeral, Junkanooers will rush from the Circle of Settlers Way and Coral Road, and that's on to the Grand Bahama Memorial Park. More news to come. Stay right there.